A woman was shocked when she saw that her recently deceased husband had suddenly come back. However, her husband had no intention of recognizing her. Instead, he had decided to live with his own twin brother's identity and stay with his sister-in-law because, in reality, his true love was his sister-in-law. He had married the woman because both she and his sister-in-law had liked his brother, and he had staged this drama to fulfill his love for his favorite girl. He continued to show that he loved her, and after much effort, he convinced her to marry him. But now his brother had died in a sea accident, and he thought that he would live with his true love by assuming his brother's identity and let the world believe the original man was gone. Little did he know, his wife had overheard everything. She was already troubled by a pregnancy report, and upon hearing this truth, her heart broke. She went back to the hospital and miscarried her baby. She thought that if her husband was this mad for his true love, she would free him and accept that her husband was truly dead. The next day, she went to meet her elderly grandfather and told him that she had overcome her grief and now wanted to live her life. Her grandfather was happy because he had known her since childhood and never wanted her to live her life as a widow due to his grandson. To secure her future, he transferred 60% of the company's shares to her name. The woman took the money and bought a private island where she could live a peaceful life alone. Back home, she gathered all her husband's belongings and began selling them cheaply to a scrap dealer. Suddenly, her alive husband appeared and angrily asked why she was selling his things. The wife taunted, "Why? These are your and your brother's memories, right? So much time has passed. I should move on too." Her husband couldn't understand how she knew everything. His wife's every word made him feel uneasy. Just then, his true love called, and he immediately went to make soup for her. That day, the woman went to her father's birthday party, where the adopted daughter Tanvi was also present with her husband. However, the father didn't give any respect to his real daughter. He threw away the expensive tea she gave him like trash and treated Tanvi's tea worth 9 rupees as a treasure. Anyone who saw it thought Tanvi was the real daughter, and the actual daughter was adopted. Then, the father announced in front of everyone that he would transfer all his property and shares to Tanvi's name. The woman was stunned, but Tanvi found the wealth insufficient. She wanted the woman out of the picture forever. She forcibly dragged her into the swimming pool and smiled as she watched her drown because the woman didn't know how to swim. The husband also jumped in to save her, but he didn't even look at his real wife. He was only focused on saving Tanvi. The father did the same. Both of them together rescued Tanvi and focused on her well-being while their own daughter struggled in the water. Finally, a maid saved her, but as soon as they got out, the father slapped her, accusing her of pushing Tanvi into the water out of jealousy. The woman said she didn't do anything, but the father didn't listen to any of her explanations. Instead, he taunted her for not being able to tolerate Tanvi since childhood. The woman was furious and asked her husband, "Do you think the same about me?" Before he could answer, Tanvi started crying and pretending that the woman was mistreating her and trying to take her husband away. Everyone started focusing on Tanvi. It seemed like there was no one left in the woman's world who cared for her.